Hello everyone! It's been a long time since we've talked. I'm afraid that's my fault. I'm a rower and rowing season has been very busy. We are back to regattas and I'm the chairperson of a rowing club, so I've been extremely busy organising all of that sort of thing. I've also been filming for the Underground History Show and episodes of that are due out shortly. So if you're not subscribed to that on YouTube, make sure that you do, because I have done lots of filming, so there will be lots of episodes and reviews featuring me coming up soon. The other problem I've had, as you can see behind me, all of my fields are in crop. So, and they've planted right up to the verges, so see behind me, there's not even anywhere to get there. What we're going to do is there is a trackway here and there's just sort of entrances to fields where we've parked up that I'm going to give a go and see if we can find anything, and if we can, we'll let you listen to the signals and we'll try and make a video out of it. We're really hoping that they had actually ploughed these, or at least cut it and left stubble, because as you can see it's quite ripe. But no, the farmer's on his holidays and it's all still here. So we'll do the best we can, we'll see what we can make, and hopefully we can find some cool stuff. Right folks, we have the Nocta Macro Simplex Plus here. Let's just get her turned on. And you'll see her go through all of her little dances that she does to come on. I'm trying to make sure you can see this screen. You see her going through everything, and there we have the two lines. So let's see, oh, that's the car. Yeah, we don't want to detect that. You can see that I have it on field, and you can see that my sensitivity is 1 bar off of full. That is because I haven't really checked out this field and I don't know how much junk there's going to be in there. You can see all of the settings down the bottom and all the settings at the top, and where I have got it. So I have not ground balanced it yet. I need to do that. So let's find a bit of clean ground. There's a bit there, and she's being nice and quiet. So we want to go over to ground balance, which will be that one. Hold this button down. That's it. 3 bleeps, and that's coming in at 37.5. So that's the machine now ground balanced, and what I'm going to do is try and clip on this GoPro so you can see what is happening as I swing the detector. Wish me luck, I've not done it before. Okay, I'm not sure how well this is going to work considering that the screen protector is so shiny, and I might just have to take it off, but you can at least hear the sounds that I'm hearing, and then when we go to dig something you'll be able to match up the sounds to what we've actually found. So okay, that's coming in at 21 if you can't read it, 23, 24, 27. That is coming, it's very bouncy. So let's try around this way. So we're going from 54 to 67. It's staying from the high 50s to the low 70s. It's a signal worth digging. When we're right in on it, it's sitting between 69 and 70-ish. I suspect it's a bit zippy. I'm just not sure, and it is a little jumpy, but it's worth having a check out. So we can hear, it's not up there, not over here, not there, just right there. So we know it's about that size. Let's get the spade and have a dig up. So because we are using the SP24, we have a very small area that we know to dig the hole, so we can dig a micro plug like that one you see there. It's still in the hole, it's not in any of these spoils. So let's move that a bit. Still right down in the bottom of the hole. It's changed its signal. It is still in the 70s, but it is jumping a bit to the 90s, which is a bit worrying. But let's get the pinpointer out. Let's see what we've got. Now, you will have to ignore my horrible knees in the picture. That is the pulse dive on. Right down at the bottom of the hole on the side. So Let's get the glove on and get the digging knife and have a look in there. Loosen it up down at the bottom, see what we can pull out, and 10 pointer still sitting right down at the bottom. Let's keep that away from the Simplex. Probably not a very good sign if it's this deep, but then again, oh, what is this? It is, ooh, I think that was a buckle at one point. Yes, that was a D buckle, bit of horse tack, probably, looking at it, I think that's probably blacksmithed, which is why it was a strange signal, but it was near enough to round, so the Simplex was quite happy to detect it. That's why she was jumping around a bit on the signal. And it was jumping up to the 90s once we took a bit of the earth off of it, because she was getting a clearer bite on it, so the rusty iron part was coming in, that's the 90s. But the 70s and all of that, it'll just be because it's blacksmith's iron, and it has a different composition than modern iron in the way that it's formed. It comes up differently on the machine. So you heard that one. That is probably a Victorian horse buckle, but we'll check the hole because you always check the hole to make sure. So I'll pop that in the bag, back over here, and that was it. So superb. Let's go see what else we can find. Okay, so I've taken the screen protector off in the hopes that that is going to help with the glare. Looking at it on the little small screen on the GoPro, I'm not sure that it is, but let's grab the spade and let's go and have a look and see what else we can find. That's an interesting signal. Oh yeah. That's iron. That's big iron there, and it's very shallow. That's coming up 94, 95. That's catching the edge of that big iron. So I think we'll leave that. Oh yeah. Lots and lots of iron. This is where I'm happy that I have the SP24 coil, because you know that all of this iron, it could be very difficult to get in between it if you didn't have a really small fine coil that could try and pick things out in amongst all of this iron. You're running out of detectable land. So, since we weren't finding a lot, I decided I would show you this really, really useful plants. Now, this is ribwort plantain, and this is broadleaf plantain. So, here's the leaf of a broadleaf. Here's the leaf of a ribwort. And you'll notice they both have these sort of vertical lines on them. When you tear them apart, they're quite stringy, and if you pull them apart really carefully, all of these fibers will still join together and you can see them in between. I'll do that and then I will take a picture of it and put in. This is what their seed pods look like. You see these everywhere. That's the broadleaf one. It doesn't look like the ribwort has actually sent theirs up yet, but they're very, very similar. These are called white man's footstep or footprint. They are found all over the USA, Canada, Europe, and the UK. Because the seeds are really fine. They got trapped in tractors and shoes and all sorts, and shoveled out of wagons and things as people moved west. But what this is useful for, and this is both types, is that they are an astringent, they are an antibacterial, they pull poisons and toxins from cuts and bites, and they are also an anti-inflammatory. So if you get a cut in the field and you have nothing else, if you get bit or stung, or you hit a thistle or a nettle and you have a sting or a bite, find some of this. What you do is you mash it up, you sort of squish it between your fingers, or between your two palms is better, but because I'm holding the GoPro I can't do that, and you will hear it. It will start to make a sort of really disgusting noise, and it will release its juices. You can see this one starting to do it just in my hand. See that green stuff? That's what you want to put on a bite or a sting. It is, as I said, it's antibacterial, so it kills bacteria. It pulls toxins, so it pulls out sting venom, and it works as an anesthetic. It really is an amazing, amazing plant. I actually make a salve out of this with coconut oil and beeswax that I keep in a tub that we use for midgie bites, cuts, stings, grazes, anything that requires any bit of medication. And in the field, sometimes you will cut yourself, you will jab yourself, something will bite you. There's always plantain about. Always, always, always. I'll put a link into a video that describes it a bit more, so you know it's not just me going on about it. But you can see as I squish this between my fingers, that one's releasing juice as well. These come really, really big. Sometimes you get them bigger than my hand. I have found, I believe, that the ribworts are juicier than these, even though these look like they should be because the leaves are quite fleshy. But you just rub it between your two palms and you'll hear it start to make a very disgusting sloppy sound. That's it releasing this juice out into your palms, and then put it on your cut, bite, sting, etc. And it takes the pain out. It works a lot better on nettles than dock leaves do. So really, really useful plant. Because I had the two varieties growing right here and we weren't having a lot of luck with the detecting, I thought I'm going to take this opportunity to show people about this plant because, as I say, it is unbelievably useful, and I'm never without some of its salve, but you will almost always find it when you are out and about in a field, roadside, wherever people have been. So, enough about the virtues of the wonders of plantain, and let's get back to finding something. Okay, so we are going to head back towards the car and just go along this edge that I haven't managed to get. Here's our little patch of plantain. We haven't checked it for signals. Didn't want to dig it up, really, but if there was something really nice there, of course we would. Right, not finding anything in there at all. Iron. Don't really like the sound of that. I'm happy to go home tonight and not have dug that. I'm in field, so I need to swing a bit slower than I would if I was in one of the parks, because it took me a bit of time to see that depth. I suspect that is aluminium because it is bouncing between 18 and 28 next to some iron, but in the interest of learning, let's dig this thing up and see what it is together. Okay, so we've dug the hole. I've checked with the Simplex. It says it's still in the hole, so we've now got the pulse dive. Saying it's pretty much on that side. You might be seeing it poking right out there, but let's have a go with the digging knife and see. Notice that. Probably a bit of old fence post or something horrible. I'm not using the pen pointer as a digging tool because it is not. I am using my digging tool as a digging tool. Actually, I suspect this is, well, I can see that this is a very old bit of chain. So let's check. That's everything. I'm not getting that aluminium signal now, so it's probably that it was just a case of the detector bouncing around on that bit of chain. But let's check what she has to say. Let me actually move the spade so that we make sure. So, yeah. That's all it was. It was that bit of chain that was bouncing around, giving that signal. And so we have gate chain. How interesting. Actually, I'm just having a look at the iron. Again, this is blacksmith made iron. So this is not modern chain. This is handcrafted chain, which is pretty cool, I think. So I think we're going to change fields now. We're going to go to a tatty field that we can get in between the rows. So I'm going to put you away and I will see you again on the next field.